Thanks, Coach. Well, both teams were hoping the rain would vacate the Green Bay area by kick, but alas, it's still falling pretty steadily in and around Lambeau Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Set. Chandler.
Check, check. Lucky.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
X3, 218, chop.
Under 10, 10.
And they'll run here with Tavon Austin. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Throwing on 2nd down, McSorley. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And avoids the contact by sliding. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Out of the shotgun, McSorley. He's going to loft one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A first down and then some. 36 yards. On first down, it's Austin. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 now. McSorley. Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Hey, Haywood!
On 2nd down and 4, Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Check 31, check 31.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Austin. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check, Christone, travel. Hey, Charlie. Ready?
On 2nd and a yard. McSorley throw him deep for Galladay. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, 81 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Hey, orbit.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones.
But I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now throwing on first down and completing it.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Buying time to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt. But with the rain, they're going to go for it on fourth down. Rodgers going to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Prater on to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. Already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame. Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result. Compounds the mistake a little bit. Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's McSorley. Flushed out right. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34. On 3rd down, Austin. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hey, Alpha.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Deshaun Hand able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Going up top. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
A first scoring update now from Carolina. And the Panthers, they're starting to pull away in that one. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. This is taken at the 3. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. Rodgers now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Here's Rodgers. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. Throwing is McSorley. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Cameron Meredith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
He's trying to 50. Hey, you block over his feet.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 37.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Rodgers on the money to the tight end, Graham. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 52 yards. And the Packers get a score closer. Extra point up and good by Succop. And the lead is down to 28-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
And that's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team. It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Throwing deep for it got his man complete. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Tim Williams. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him on 2nd down. It's Johnson. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Got some real estate inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Trace McSorley, 43 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, seam 6. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Let's go, defense. Hey, man.
Now Rodgers to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now they're...
Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6. Extra point good by Prater, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Pilot, 64, weak.
McSorley, 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. And now we'll hook up downfield on 2nd down. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on. Prater for the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get them...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. They give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys know that it... And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Ray McLeod, 64 yards. And his guys are able to get a score back.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Here's McSorley to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. Boy, people are really happy about those picks. Any fantasy team that has this defense.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Rodgers throwing again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.